Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Delta Green RPG. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The scenario is Focus Group. It was written by Simon Yee, and it's from the collection Fear Sharp Little Needles. It's available from Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is John Dos Passos, and this is a one-shot that continues from the last scenario we ran, Separation Anxiety. If you haven't watched that one, I recommend starting there. Our recap will be given by me as my character, Hades Vandermeer. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. The Black Goat of the Woods is a goddess of nature, and like nature, she is both wondrous and terrifying. She is the golden meadow, the verdant forest, but she is also the hurricane blast and the devastating flood. On our last mission, which ended just a short time ago, we were sent to investigate the odd disappearance of a number of women who carried the same genetic trait. Long ago, the Farnsworth family and the Bell family were merged. The resulting offspring had certain unusual qualities, not the least of which was rapid healing. Their leader, their grandsire, was one James Farnsworth. He and his kin had managed to avoid detection for centuries. I believe that something had altered them so that they weren't quite human any longer. A preternatural robustness and near instant healing. We found one of their farms and began exploring. It wasn't very long before we deduced that one of the missing persons was being held in a cellar on the property. We rescued her, sort of. It became immediately apparent that she had been altered to be like them. In the end, we had to do our duty as agents and eliminate her. I have always liked the people that I have worked with. One in particular, we called him Agent Paradox, a good man. Of the 5 agents assigned to Project Appalachian Sunrise, he was the only one who didn't make it. But he died trying to protect us and to protect the world itself from outre extra-dimensional nightmares. The sad thing is, I don't even know his real name or what he liked or anything at all. That is the pain that we suffer for Delta Green. My analyst thinks that I'm bonkers, but harmless. He thinks my stories are imaginative but meaningless. Hopefully, he will never believe me. Another thing, I don't know if it's a natural defense mechanism or what, but I have purposefully misled Delta Green into thinking that I'm not interested in magic at all. Fact is, I'm obsessed with it. Ever since I saw that strange Glassblowers book. Here, now I find another grimoire. This time I have covertly made myself a copy and placed the original in the green box with the knife and the bodies. I know Delta Green is watching, and I know what they will do to me if I become the mission. But man is a curious creature, and I am just a man, so who can blame me? Aren't we all just looking for a little confirmation that the bard was right, that there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of, etc., etc., and that some of them might open doorways we never dreamed existed? I don't know. Who can say? And so I am off to the opera. Good name for it. Aren't most of them tragedies?
All right. Thank you, Tom, or rather, Agent Prada. And so again, you all get a discrete email or a message that will sort of self-destruct or self-delete itself, either through a texting app or a encrypted email app. Of course, again, you are invited to another opera. This time, however, you are given simply an address and a time. Monday, 10 a.m. at the Green Dragon Tarot and Psychic Shop in the outskirts of Cleveland, Ohio. So I guess we will go just real quick. You can describe how each of you would arrive at the meeting. What your travel arrangements might have been. Given how you've been. It might have been staying nearby, given the last stop, or maybe gone home for a little bit, then come back. We'll just go through down the list and maybe update us on what you all look like, or if there's any notable changes in appearance or demeanor. We'll start with Prada, just because you're on the top there.
Well, I've toned down the colors because I'm still in mourning over Agent Paragon. Of course, I'm not totally in black because, please. I'm driving my regular car, but I've become a bit more wary of the world around me, and I'm trying to keep a low profile. It's not an expensive car. And I arrive in the parking lot, I assume.
Yeah, and you arrive. You see it looks like a little place on the end of like a little strip mall, or strip center of multiple businesses. There's seems to be like a Spanish cafe at the end that's also open, but the other businesses don't seem to be open yet. There's like an ink shop and maybe a restaurant on the second floor. You see there is indeed the Green Dragon Tarot shop. It looks like you do see the lights on, but you do notably see no vehicles parked in front of this part of the parking lot. Just a couple down by the other end by the cafe.
What time of day is it?
It's 10 a.m. when you were slotted to arrive. So perhaps maybe just a few minutes early, or I don't know if you're arriving late or.
No, I'm always at least 10 minutes early.
All right.
But I'll wait and see if anyone else shows up.
Sure. And then next we'll just go to Parsnip, because you're next on the list for me.
Okay. Parsnip looks about pretty much as crabby as he did previously. He is sporting some brand new scars that you can't see, where he got stabbed pretty badly last time. But Parsnip is actually going to arrive in a cab, so not going to use one of those newfangled ride sharing services, because they can track you and that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna show up in a regular cab.
Nice cab, pay with cash,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. And you do see it looks like Prada is getting out of his vehicle.
Okay.
As you arrive. Next up, we'll do Patch.
Patch looks the same as always. She takes comfort in the routines of it. The same suit, the same haircut. This last mission did not do anything to alleviate the traumas that she's seen elsewhere. So the routine and the sameness of it all is the comfort that she derives, because she does not see a therapist. Nobody needs to know what goes on around at Delta Green. She'll pull up in a 10-year-old Toyota Camry, nondescript, black, boring, and to be early is to be on time. So she is 10 minutes early.
All right, and then Pawn.
Pawn shows up about an hour early through a rideshare app. He doesn't know how insecure those are. His hair before was kind of a darker color, and it now has been dyed blonde. And his normal kind of FBI attire is filled with wrinkles. Even though it's kind of on him, he looks like he has not been sleeping well, but he scoped out the Green Dragon Tarot and Psychic Shop for an hour ahead of time to make sure that no body bags were coming out if agents went in.
No body bags at all. It looks like there seems to be, you did actually spot a younger looking woman, maybe about college age or a little older. She just gets out of her a van. She goes and she actually walks inside, seems to open the place up sort of. And then she actually curiously walks back out, gets in her van and drives away.
Yeah, he'll take down her license plate number for later.
Sure. Yes. You can make a note of that in your notes if you'd like, and I will. If it for some reason comes up, we will make sure to remember that. All right. And then last, but of course not least, we have a new arrival, Paragon. How do you arrive?
Paragon, he arrives 5 minutes late because he's taking public transportation. He is paid with cash, and he is dressed in comfortable clothes appropriate for the weather. He's got a t-shirt on that's with a black, almost jockey jacket thrown over. And he's kind of running to the location because he is late.
Yeah, and you sort of run up on upon the group.
Yep.
Parsnip and Prada were saying hello, and then Pawn was sort of and Patch were sort of stepping out from where they were, kind of already on the side of the building talking because they had arrived early.
Hand to holster if somebody's running up.
Oh, hey guys, and judging by your body language, looks like you all know each other, and I'm the new guy.
You here for the opera?
Yes, I am. I heard there was a ticket available.
Excellent. Patch.
Wait, before we completely accept you, I've heard the spring in Paris is quite lovely. Your response?
I will say I've never been to Paris. Sorry.
Do we kill him now or do we?
Calm down, Prada. They told us the new guy was coming.
I'm sorry, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, okay.
Ignore him.
Name's Paragon. Nice to meet you.
What is
Pawn,
what's your fake name?
We'll go with Andy Yang.
Andy Yang. All right.
Nice
I'm
dye
Hades
job there,
Veteran.
Pawn.
Thanks. It's a new color. Trying it out.
So what's everyone's specialties?
It looks terrible.
Yeah, I did it myself.
Yeah, it looks.
Well, clearly your specialty is in hairdressing.
No, usually my specialty is killing people that make fun of my hair.
Oh, geez.
My speciality is style. I do everything and I do it very well.
I can see that. Prada, was it?
Yes. You might know, or you might recognize me from my movie reviews and my art reviews and my other reviews.
No. I don't follow that kind of thing.
No.
I think I'm gonna like this
didn't
guy.
think you would. Well,
I'll be patching you up if you need it. So
Oh, hopefully you won't need it. I'm a specialist in that kind of thing. And
Parsnip, you're standing there like a damn recluse. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, my name's Parsnip. Agent.
oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to
And
meet you.
I have a very firm handshake. Vigorous.
And you can just call me my Bill Bailey.
Bill. How about Willie?
No, Bill.
Okay. Bill it is then.
how old are you, Agent Paragon?
I don't know if I should tell you that, so I'll give you a random number. I am
18.
well, no, that's not it. I can either confirm or deny that, Mr. Prada.
Can you at least buy cigarettes?
Yes.
Legally?
Yeah. Hey, look, I look young, but I've got years of experience under my belt.
You you wearing body armor right now?
Of course.
All right.
Last
You
guy
do
didn't
have
wear body armor.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Sounds
Suppose,
like you do have years of experience, and you may see more years of experience.
Well, it's good to not reveal how much experience you actually have.
By body
Not
armor.
to give
do
your
you-
hand.
By body armor, is that Axe body spray that I smell?
No, there's it's reinforced Kevlar.
Well, should we go inside? We're all here.
Yeah, you do see that the open sign is actually on.
All right, let's go inside. We're 5 minutes late.
Curiously enough, as you walk in, as you sort of glance behind you, as soon as the door shuts behind you, you see the open sign go off. And so inside, it looks like the front room of a typical sort of a tarot or magic shop. There's a number of things that adorn the different shelves. A number of books. Most of it you can kind of get. You imagine is mostly sort of a popular occultism. Pop occult. Very much not really anything substantial. Astrology. Different gems and things like that. Natural herbs. Some of it. Based in real things that might help alleviate things, or might even have positive benefits, but definitely isn't anything unnatural related, at least not on the open shelves out front. There is a little center table with a crystal ball, where they might do sort of seances. You see that there is to the right, there looks to be a little side sort of room for tarot, and then there is a back room, which looks to be where they do sort of the psychic readings. There's nobody at the counter, and you seem to have the place to yourselves for now. At least in this room.
Like a bell for service or something?
There's not.
Nice set of tarot cards over here.
Yeah, maybe we can get a reading.
Hey, Parsnip, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm I don't know. I guess some Cancer.
Says here, you will have good fortune today. Well, congratulations.
Thanks. Do I see any security cameras?
You do not. No, there's no security cameras. And eventually, as you start looking around, you do hear a just sort of cough, from the back room. It seems.
I'm going to say quietly to the group. I'm going to say, do we want to quietly walk back there and investigate that?
Yes, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Paragon.
Yep.
Take point.
Okay.
And so you sort of brush the sort of little open bead sort of door that leads into the back room, and back here there seems to be looks like some boxes and different storage, but mainly there is a little bit of a larger table in the center of the room, and there's also a curtain in the back wall, and so you can see that there's more of the room behind it, and as you enter, you hear a voice greet you. They say, "Come on in, make yourself at home, take a seat, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain." Let's get this debriefing started. We've got a few things to talk about, and I have negative time. So let's get started.
Yeah, sorry about being late. Public transportation and all that. I take a seat.
Yeah, Pun will pull a chair out up to the wall and sit down.
There does appear to be some papers in the center of the table. Looks like mostly it seems to be there's an address for a sleep clinic, a Dr. Kleck sleep improvement clinic, and a psychology little office that is in the downtown Cleveland, Ohio. He says, and as Jake see the person behind the curtain says, good job on the last opera. Very, very sad to hear about Paradox. We'll make sure his family's doing all right. Send him some cards. Send him some flowers. Maybe a small stipend or something, a donation to his kids' school or something like that. But anyway, is there anything that you wanted to? I appreciate the report. We are looking into it. Seems like there was this CDC case that you found. We're figuring out here. We think there might have been an op previously, but that would have been more in the when we're transitioning back from the cowboy days. So don't have the best stuff on that. We're looking into it. Meanwhile, though, we got a lead for you because it seemed that the case there was you found that what was it called? FindMyFamily.com. Seemed like there was a number of people that could have been tied to, given how close family's DNA is. It seemed that a number of the people involved with that were seeing a Dr. Kleck It seemed like, and so we're trying to find exactly who these people are but unfortunately, like I said, we don't have a lot of records from that op, and HIPAA is really not helping us here. So, like I said, it seems that this Dr. Kleck might be one of the doctors for one of these people. So seeing what he might know would be good. He's definitely a little bit of a kind of an interesting character. But it seems that he is developing he's working on a mobile app with some sort of a gaming company or programming team. This marketing research team, and they're doing a focus group. Actually, we had a friendly go in there for the first run, and now they're doing a second run. Apparently, they're testing something with the music or something about it. Seems like they're testing what is called the Cage of Morpheus. It's this sort of treasure-seeking game. One of those ones where you use your phone's camera, so it's like an augmented reality type thing, kind of like Pokemon Go or whatever it's called. Then you kind of like got to solve riddles or something. The friendly said that it seemed like it was a kind of a neat game. Had some weird logic programming where it could kind of it wasn't strictly limited to pre-programmed objects, but could kind of detect and analyze general shapes and colors within limits, and sort of come up with riddles on the fly based on a AI generator, whatever. So, the friendly, noted it was seemingly okay, but the music was really obnoxious. Made the game kind of unbearable after 10 minutes. So it seems like they're doing another round of this test. And what do you know? They're doing the focus group test at Dr. Kleck's sleep clinic so he can better observe the results and whatever modifications they were doing. So got you all, positions in that focus group. So you'll all be meeting up there later today at 2 p.m. For the focus group. It should only take a couple hours. And while you're there, you can investigate just Dr. Kleck and see what he's into lately. It has been a few years since the case with the CDC. Any questions or comments about this or the last op?
I have a question.
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. Dr. Kleck.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Agent Paragon.
Of course, you have seniority. That being said, wouldn't it be wiser to have someone outside of the focus group maybe do some reconnaissance, and while maybe another part of the group is part of the focus group?
I mean, yeah, if you can manage to get in, this is it's a high-end facility. I mean, he has a celebrity clientele apparently. So there's going to be cameras, there's going to be security. He probably won't be the only person there. So even though they're keeping it kind of on the down low for they don't want to let their game get any insider secrets get out. But there is of course going to be security. So if you can manage to sneak in there, sure. But this focus group will get those of you who wish to partake in it, get you in the door. So,
when does this focus group take place?
Today at 1 o'clock in a few hours.
Oh my goodness! Well, it should all time to prepare.
Do we have a green box for this?
No, we're actually looking. We're trying to see. There might be a green box that related to the previous case. We're trying to find its exact location. You do have the one that you set up. But that just has mostly nothing in it because that was just for the drop off.
Do I need to know what a Pokemango is?
No, you do not. Do you know what a cell phone is? Do you know how to work an app
Yes,
store?
I know how to.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And you get a sort of a approval from behind the curtain. All right. Well, you can go ahead and there's a number on the table. There's a card with a number on the table. You can go ahead and call me CC. But yeah, that's about all I've got for you. Like I said, we're gonna look into figuring out getting to the bottom of this and what you all sort of found before and started. So. It looks like, unfortunately, Operation Appalachian Sunrise has not yet had its sunset, so to speak. So, anyway,
well, we get all the way to Cleveland. So,
well, before I make another terrible pun, I will leave you all with that. Like I said, you can go ahead and give me a call on the burner if you need, but do make sure it's important.
One follow-up question. Does the program prefer that Dr. Kleck stay alive after we figure out what's going on as a friendly?
Probably not as we'll have to see for that. Definitely, if you can, bring him in alive, as he might have, might have some valuable intel, especially on this case related to the CDC.
Okay.
Very good. Are we leaving? Should we confer somewhere? Denny's? There's a nearby one. As we're going out the door, I'm stealing this.
Oh, you're gonna take the tarot cards? Sure. Yeah, and as you sort of all get up and leave, as you pass through the beads, again, you hear the back door open and someone leave through the back.
Okay. So, let's go find Agent Parsnip. You're the computer expert, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think you should see what we can find out on your before we get there.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what in the world a sleep clinic doctor has anything to do with a puzzle game.
That's a good question. Sounds like a hobby.
Blood disorder? Wasn't the CDC thing was kind of discussing a blood disorder?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the CDC thing was. Was that about a blood disorder?
Yeah. Do we want to?
That was the boy that exploded.
Yeah. I can send that here. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat for you as well. So you do have a copy of that within your little.
That's true. Yeah.
Wait, so this is related to someone that exploded, spontaneous combustion.
It seems that they were visited by their girlfriend and then they exploded, and there should have been a team investigating. But this was, I believe, it was years ago.
Oh yeah, it was the 90s.
Exactly.
Delta Green had its hands full.
Yeah. It's a side thing. It's not that important. See if it actually relates in any way.
New guy, what's your specialty?
Well, special weapons and mostly guns, special operations, all that fun stuff.
Good. We need more people who know how to shoot a gun.
So are we bringing guns to this focus group? I suppose we should have some kind of dead drop outside of the building. I do have a couple of arms that I could donate to the cause.
I'm assuming we'll secret a couple of them in with us at least.
Of course.
There was a blood sample taken from the CDC report. I think that is where I got my wires crossed. So.
Yes, I wasn't quite clear. Was it the Farnsworth family that was part of this study?
All right, I'll pull it out. It says here, from the LAPD to the CDC, we're requesting your assistance for analysis of the enclosed blood sample from an infectious disease or biohazard perspective. The sample was taken from the home of James Chang, age 17, who was found decapitated and torn to pieces in his bedroom, almost as though he was a victim of a bomb blast. No signs of explosives were found. He had been seen earlier in the day by his parents, respected local physicians. His girlfriend, also age 17, admitted in an interview that she had visited him in his bedroom about an hour before he was discovered. However, she was ruled out as a suspect because no human agency could have forensically caused this crime scene. Splash patterns were suggestive of an explosion, but in addition, it seems as though the crime scene was tampered with, as fragments of the body seems to have been moved over an extended period of time. Doesn't make sense. So
there's something about it that reminds me. Are all of you familiar with the Lizzie Borden case?
Yes.
In the 1800s.
No. Could you explain?
Lizzie Borden. There's a little sing-song. Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. When she found what she had done, she gave her mother 41. The interesting thing is that all of the preponderance of evidence showed that she murdered her parents. And the case was dismissed because nobody believed a woman could possibly do that.
Are you trying to peg the girlfriend then, Prada?
I'm just saying we can't rule her out.
We've seen all sorts of, extra humanity in the last couple of missions. So I would agree.
The thing that stands out to me the most about this memo is the last sentence. It seems as though the crime scene was tampered with as fragments of the body seem to have moved over an extended period of time. How do body parts move over an extended period of time?
Well, either someone moved them or they moved themselves.
Yeah. So, I mean, something like Alien.
Right. Does anyone have PD contacts? I mean, surely they took crime scene photographs, something that we could look at, reference. I don't, but someone did.
I could probably get a hold of some of those.
I might be able to reach CDC and get what their analysis was on it, but no guarantees.
Yeah. Anyone have any friends in the LAPD that might be able to access records from potentially 20 or 30 years ago?
We did. Oh no.
Yeah, I was saying we did have somebody that was a police officer.
Yeah, Pawn's face kind of falls a little bit. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
I once received a ticket while driving in LA.
No, I don't know anyone.
If you can spin that into getting case information, you really have a silver tongue.
Sometimes it's just about the right wording, the right lie, the right way to request it, but I'm not the person to do that.
Well, we don't have a lot of time for research either. We need if we're doing the focus group.
Well, we start with the focus group from there.
We certainly should prepare for worst case scenario. So I do like the dead drop idea. And then going in armed.
See if we can find any information on this Dr. Kleck.
Yeah, you do have a few hours, and you do have to make your way over to the office. So while one of you is driving, or a couple of you are driving, some of the others can do some research, or when you get there, yeah.
I'm happy to drive. I saw Patches driving last time.
Didn't you come in an Uber, Pawn?
I've got my car.
Yeah,
it's not
my wife
big.
has the car right now.
We'd have to cram in.
Yes, I'll drive your car.
I have a car. Prada has a car. We can split everyone up accordingly.
I left a car in an alleyway. If we could just pick that up. It's got all my stuff in it.
I thought you came on public transportation.
I did. Can't take too many precautions.
Well, it made you late, didn't it? Show up late to the opera. It starts without you, Paragon.
That's true, but you wouldn't want to be in the opera without me.
Yes, you don't want to. You don't want to accidentally draw the wrong card.
Oh, what card was it?
That better not be death.
10 of Swords.
Oh, nice. Okay, but yes, and it's funny actually.
It's the worst card in the book.
Yeah, it's actually really bad. But it's funny you mentioned that because it's actually, if you know anything about opera, they don't actually, even modern opera doesn't really use much microphones. It's all acoustics and voice. So it's terrible for them to make any noise at all during an opera. And so arriving late to an opera is either incredibly bad form or they will literally not let you enter. They're like, you can enter at the next break.
They won't let you in. Yeah.
Yeah. The most nice opera houses will not let you enter until the next break if you're lucky. They're like, sorry, bud.
They must be getting desperate.
Yeah, next interim. Yeah. Break it, yeah. So so you were all making your way over, and you're gonna look into Dr. Kleck, and some quick internet research. You're able to get sort of professional biography. It seems he is officially a consulting psychologist who he lists many notable clients, including several game developers, product developers, and a number of which he doesn't name any, but he does say a number of sports stars and celebrities. He bills himself out as sort of a performance optimizer and life coach, in addition to being a psychologist, and he has including interest in he has a special interest in skill with attention deficit disorder, improving sleep, and improving attention spans. You look in, he looks like he has legitimate credentials, an undergraduate degree in psychology from the Netherlands in 1979, and a PhD in psychology from UCLA. in the late 80s. He proves to be, it looks like his picture, shows up, and he looks to be a thin, bald gentleman. He has a hint of a Dutch accent when you click his little video for himself. And he seems to be proper and polite in the little interview he does. That he hasn't listed on his website. He's also listed as the CEO of the company that runs the adjoining sleep clinic to the research office you're going to, which is the Sleep Improvement LLC, which caters to people with sleep apnea and other sleep disorders. You even look in, and it doesn't seem to, according to any records that you would have access to, he doesn't seem to have any criminal activity or any kind of weird shenanigans in his history that you can find. And yeah, that's pretty much what you're able to find. You look, the Cage of Morpheus, like the TCOM marketing research company, looks legitimate. They're a up and coming app and programming sort of company with different applications and games that they're working on.
What I'm interested in is the previous focus group patients. Maybe we can check up on them to see if they're okay. Did we get their information or during that meeting?
It seemed that one of them was a friendly. It seemed he was doing all right. He's the one who gave you the information about the game, or gave the handler the information of the game to give you.
I've often wondered. I mean, you have apps on your phones, I'm sure, and some of them, especially the games, tend to be pay per play, or they're free in the beginning, but then there's content to add with money. I've often wondered if you, using especially repetitive games, if you could manipulate the human mind into buying more product. I imagine that's not unheard of, and that might be why you would get a psychologist involved, somebody who could know how to manipulate people.
Seems odd to go to someone that specializes in making people fall asleep, though.
Yeah, I'm wondering why this is a potential incursion.
I don't know. Psychologist to psychologist. I don't know. I don't know why we're involved in this at all. But unless he's unsuccessful and he's using preternatural magic to affect people or force them into doing things, then I don't see why we would be involved. But whatever. It sounds like we're just going to be there for a day.
Best case, maybe we just figure out where their servers are so we can get Parsnip here and try and figure out that family connection.
We could get into the records, actually. That would be ideal.
You should be able to hack into that.
Yeah.
Are we all going in as part of the focus group, or are people staying behind?
Well, do we get the impression that our handler has set it up so that we would all be showing up for this?
Yes, it seems that he set it up so that as many of you that wanted to show up. However, he also set it up so that you're not coming out as a group. So the focus group isn't expecting a number; they're expecting a number of individuals. So if you choose to not show up, and they're like, "Well, two people didn't show up, whatever." So we'll work with what we got. Yeah. So as many of you that want to be guinea pigs can, but it is more. He did say this is sort of to get you in the door. So if any of you want to try to steer off or sort of get your way in through other means, that is definitely on the table.
I think we should at least understand one another. Let's come up with a code word to see if any of us have been compromised. Let's say Blue Dolphin. And if we suddenly come out of it wanting to buy enormous bags of popcorn, then we have been manipulated, or some other, hair products, instead of our usual things, then somehow we've been manipulated by the.
Well, then
whatever they do.
At least one person shouldn't then, right? To be on the lookout for strange and unusual behavior. Because if we all do it and we're all compromised, we may not even recognize that.
I've been training up. I don't mind going in and exposing myself to this sort of thing. I'm not too afraid of a app, and I don't think there's another way for me into the building.
I think
Stealth-wise.
I think that we're all pretty strong-willed. So,
Could I actually pull up Google Maps and go into Street View? I want to take a look at this building since I've had training in like breaching.
Yeah, sure.
So is it a 2-story, lots of windows?
It looks to be a 1-story. It looks to be a 1-story facility. There's actually it's actually 2 facilities. So there's the research office, which is what you're actually going to for the focus group, which is sort of connected to the sleep center, the sleep clinic, the Dr. Kleck sleep clinic. And so it looks like there seems to be a couple rooms, maybe like you imagine some sort of a entry room or waiting room, and then there looks to be a conference room, and then of course there is the connecting sort of a hallway which leads to the sleep lab and the sleep center. Looks like there is a back exit, which is sort of like in the connector to the sleep lab. So there's that, and then there's the main entrance and exit in the lobby in the front of the facility. It looks like there's mostly that. It seems to be and a couple offices, and other than that, it seems to be mostly, like I said, just the sort of conference room and lobby in the research office part.
Any rooftop access, ventilation?
Unfortunately, not that you would be able to fit into. There is ventilation, but nothing large enough in scale.
Okay. So how about windows? Is it like a mostly glass building, like an office building is?
It is. There don't seem to be a lot of windows, actually. There's a couple windows in the lobby, but that's about it. It seems like doesn't seem to be any windows in the conference room side. The sleep clinic has very little, maybe a couple in some of the sleep rooms, but they're fogged over.
Okay. I'm going to relay this information to my team. Might be a tough nut to crack.
No, we might want to break it later in the evening after it's all over.
And I was just thinking 2 thoughts, actually. One is that the medical records of the sleep clinic are probably an electronic health record, which is potentially cloud-based, so we could probably access it that way.
I don't think they put health records in the cloud for security reasons.
Do they not?
Azure, I think, has HIPAA certification or something like that. I deal with HIPAA stuff a lot, so it can be stored in the cloud.
It can. Okay. Not everybody does, but it can be stored in the cloud with proper, HIPAA authorizations and such. Yeah. So it might be difficult to access, but it might be on the cloud.
I mean, for all we know, it might be all in filing cabinets.
Sure. Yeah.
Also, Delta Green has certain inroads if we really need something.
That is correct. It's also worth mentioning that you look in his. It seems that his Dr. Kleck's sort of work goes back. He got his undergraduate in the 70s, or like the late 70s, and got his graduate degree in the late 80s. So his work goes back from before they had lots of cloud stuff. So,
well, and if need be, there's. You can do all that fancy computer stuff, or we just find out if Dr. Kleck cares about something and then make him give them to us.
You also need to bear in mind that the sleep clinic probably has people in it 24 hours.
And we know they're not good sleepers.
Well, and that might be the very thing. You might be having their testing done. They test in the middle of the night. All right, I'm game. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and so you're all sort of you're now in the parking lot, conversing with each other. Looks like like I said, seems to be a rather regular research office and attached sleep clinic. There is a couple people over at the sleep clinic, but it looks like it's mostly just it looks like there's 2 cars in the parking lot at least for the half for the research office before you arrive. So not a whole lot of activity here now in the middle of the day, but it does seem to match what you checked into online Paragon. So no recent changes to the building structure, no recent construction.
Right, what about cameras?
There does seem to be cameras. You do see a camera that overlooks the entrance, and you imagine that this place has more than just that.
What building structures are nearby? What's across the street?
It looks like this is kind of in downtown Cleveland. So it looks like there's a law office across the street. Next to that is looks like a bank. So they have not a whole lot of activity, but there is some coming and going. Then as you go down the next street over, there's an apartment building and a business center. So two big buildings that go up many stories. Generally there's a lot going on, but kind of not necessarily in this street. So
do we want to set up a headquarters somewhere nearby across the street? You can rent one of the offices.
We have time to do that. The focus group thing is in a couple hours.
You've got about an hour or two left.
And that's paperwork that we got to use our fake IDs. And
Is a good idea.
That's the kind of stuff we're used to.
Yeah. It is a good idea to set up at least a spot to rendezvous if we get split up.
Well, let's work on that tomorrow then. So we'll do this today, but then if we need to set up a headquarters, one of those office buildings over there is probably empty. And then we can look right out the window and see what's going on.
There's no good windows to look into the sleep study in the offices, though. Just from our street view check.
No.
We can see the front door. We can maybe even tap their phones.
That's correct, yeah.
I say we bug the place with microphones as well.
Yeah, if we need to. All right. What time is our meeting? 1 o'clock?
It is 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Are we all doing this study? Is anybody staying behind?
I don't think we can be much use on standby.
That's fair.
Yeah. Unless somebody wants to try and break in that back door, but I'm sorry.
The best thing we can do is probably leave a dead drop of useful items that are too big to bring inside stealthily. Like I can roll up my car. In it are a bunch of guns, ballistic shield, battering ram, just in case.
Does somebody want to have a bladder problem while they're playing the game and maybe wander around?
Why are you looking at me?
We could do something like that. We could also, if we suddenly think that we need somebody on the outside, they can't hold us prisoner, so they can just say, geez, I forgot my wife's having a baby. Yeah, that wouldn't work, but
I can't do this. I didn't sign up for this.
You just have an anxiety attack and run out of the building. They don't know that you're attached to us. All right. I need to work on a disguise so that I don't look like Hades Vandermeer. But I crumpled my hair. Oh. Something.
Unrecognizable.
Yeah, so Hades, Prada uses his disguise skills to try to not look like the famous Hades Vandermeer. Well, anything else anybody wants to do in preparation before you go in for your appointment at the focus group?
No, I don't think
we'll go in separately.
I'm just gonna collect microphones just in case.
Okay, some bugs, you mean, or
yeah, bugs.
Okay.
All right, I'll go first, unless somebody else wants to. All right. I'll show up there quite a bit early.
I'll show up late.
So half an hour.
They'll probably wouldn't admit it.
Yeah, and so as you approach first, then Prada, you do as you go up to the door, you do see as you enter, rather, you see that there is a man standing inside the waiting room sort of lobby here, and they wave to you and they say, "Oh, hello, I'm Sam Weldon. It's great to meet you. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate all your help with our little research study here. Focus group. Come on in. He leads you into a large conference room. And then he comes back and the next person that comes in, he also leads you in. You see that this man who identified this man who identified himself as Sam Weldon, he seems to be a preppy-looking young man. He's wearing a sweater vest. He's got well-kept red hair, and he makes sure to welcome you all, and leads you into this conference room. Looks to be a decent-sized conference room. Mostly in the center there is a oval conference table. The walls are lined with bookshelves holding journals and texts on sleep and psychology. You see that there seems to be the Journal of Sleep Studies is a couple journals of them and different other books or research materials and stuff like that. And then there's also in the south corner there's a small end table with various objects. It should be a ceramic beer stein, a red Christmas nutcracker, red Christmas nutcracker soldier, of course, and a old manual typewriter, a antique brass studded box, and most interestingly, a sock monkey puppet. And as you're all as you're all brought in, finally he brings in Paragon last. He's a little late. And he says, welcome everyone. Thank you. Please read the, sheet in front of you. It should give you, just a sort of what this entails, and with all the legality and all that stuff, boring stuff, and then you can go ahead and download the Cage of Morpheus test app from your app store, and all you need to do is do that, and then you can once you do that and sign this consent form here, you will all be ready to go. And then for your help, all of you who complete the study with us will receive $100, $150. So
on the way in, I'm looking for security guards and more cameras.
You do see some cameras, like you see one in the hallway, in the lobby and in the hallway that leads into the conference room. The conference room itself doesn't have a camera, and it doesn't seem to be any security guards in this part of the facility.
Okay, before I sign this form, I'm going to look at the bookshelf, crack open a book casually and place a bug underneath.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to give me a stealth or I believe is there I think stealth would be best unless.
Of course.
Yeah, stealth.
While he's doing that, if
50 out of 60.
Sorry, never mind. I was going to try to help him out, like talk to the person in charge.
Well, yeah, perhaps that's why it was success. Is you're talking to the Sam guy says, really great stuff here. I think this is a good app. So we thank you all for your help, and you'll be well compensated. All right, well, I'd like to introduce. Go ahead, sorry.
While they're doing that, I'm going to say, Sam, I'm having a little difficulty uploading the app onto my phone. Could you assist me? And I want to kind of get a closer look at him. Really, I can install the app, but I want him to fiddle with my thing.
Yeah, he
also
seems
get
like
his fingerprints.
Yeah, he seems like a regular, seems to be a regular young man, probably a research student or something like that. That's helping out. He doesn't seem to be, any different than any regular person. Preppy. He's excited to help. Yeah, he seems legit.
Now these phones are provided, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not using our own.
No, you are using your own phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you have any spare phones that I could use?
We wouldn't have brought our real phones with us. These are our
burner phones.
Fake phones. Yeah, burner phones.
Oh, yes.
But they
Never
look
mind.
like.
Let me peel the sticker off this one.
Right. And he does briefly introduce you. He says, please let me introduce Dr. Hans Kleck, who from the door that leads to the hallway. It looks like there's in this conference room, like I said, there's two doors. One that leads back to the lobby and to the exit, and then one that leads looks like to the hallways, where you imagine there's the bathrooms and the offices, and eventually the connection to the sleep clinic, or the sleep lab rather. So through the door which leads into the facility, Dr. Hans Kleck, just like his picture, maybe a little older looking, not as good of lighting or a shot as his his stuff on his website, but it looks like him. He says, oh yes, it's good to meet you all. Thank you for coming. Sort of a slight accent, and he briefly says hello, and then shakes a couple of your hands, and then he goes back into the back through the doors into the facility. Looks like there's an intercom system that he will likely be talking to you all with during the focus group. And so Sam says, yeah, well, so if everyone's signed their forms and downloaded the app, then we can start getting started. Is there anybody else have any problems getting it downloaded? Any questions before I join the doctor and you all can get started?
I want to look for tricky language. Can I use bureaucracy?
What is your bureaucracy score?
It's 40.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
Okay.
No one reads the YOLA Paragon.
Yeah, Pawn's already signed it.
It doesn't seem to be anything too, like you must sign over your life and you must pay us. It's nothing like that. But no tricky wording. That's
it's not like we're signing our real names.
No, of course not.
Oh, you aren't? No.
It does mention that even with the fail, you do see that if you want the $150, you are going to have to stay for the full hour and fill out an exit questionnaire.
Mm. Are there other people in this focus group other than the 5 of us?
It looks like this run of the focus group is just you 5.
Very well.
Right.
So you all download the Cage of Morpheus app. Once everyone's all settled in, Sam says, all right, well, just go ahead and, we'll be able to hear you from the, using the intercom system. We'll be just the room over watching, through a window. So through the false window, the false mirror window.
Right.
And so he says, all right, let us know if you have any concerns, we'll be able to hear you. And so he also leaves through the door to go to the adjoining office that's attached to this one. So you're all able to do as you like as you sort of get your bearings, and everyone's got the app downloaded already.
Yeah. Do we just start playing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop open the app and see what it involves.
As you do, once you do the music turns on. Seems to have sort of a little jingle that slowly starts to repeat. After a while, as you start moving your camera around, there isn't a clear indication you sort of started. The app kind of opens up and then throws you, has a little loading screen, the logo, and throws you right into your camera. But as you sort of start moving your phone around, one of you moves over to the sock puppet, over to the sock puppet, and you hear the phone actually starts talking to you. You hear a low voice in the phone respond, and it almost is like the sock monkey kind of starts, there's a false, mouth kind of move on your screen to sort of indicate that he's trying to, the sock monkey is talking. And he says, welcome to the Cage of Morpheus. I have hidden a special gem, but you will have to be wise and crafty to figure out where it hides, because it sits among others that sleep in the month of August of this year, found within 42 dead leaves. It seems to be some sort of clue or riddle. And I also want to go ahead and I do have a image here for you all I can throw up as you're sort of looking at your phone screens and starting to play the game. This is what you see here.
Agent Pawn would like to point the app at Agent Paragon and just see if it makes his face move too.
It does not. It seems like it's just trying to indicate that the sock monkey is talking. It says...
Could you give us the clue slower?
Of course. So.
I don't like that the sock monkey can understand us.
And so you hear the voice says, I have hidden a special gem, but you have to be wise and crafty to figure out where it hides, because it sits among others that sleep in the month of August of this year, found within 42 dead leaves.
Did it actually respond when Prada said, can you repeat that again?
It seems like it did.
Alexa,
we're all getting the same riddle.
She responds.
That was Prada's sort of monkey from his phone. But yes, the monkeys all do sort of, seem to be talking from your phone. It's not quite in unison, but it seems to be saying basically the same thing, kind of like a pre-recorded or AI generated response.
A gem hidden among others in the month of August under 42 dead leaves.
42 or 24?
I heard 42.
42.
It's all answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Indeed.
What?
Reference Pawn. Never mind.
Here, I can also put if you would like, I'll put the image of of what you kind of see.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. I'll hover over the beer stein. Does it do anything?
No, it doesn't seem to do anything at the moment. It seems like the app has sort of jumped onto the sock monkey and given you your first clue. And so it's likely that it generates more. You have to sort of complete the one that you've done before it generates another one. Yeah.
What gemstone is associated with August?
Peridot.
Peridot. 2 dead leaves.
Do they mean like a book? Like a book is dead leaves?
True.
Yeah.
What's on the bookcase? Paragon, you were looking at the bookcase, weren't you? Or are we in a different room?
Yeah, no, this is the same room. It's just in the conference room. The walls are sort of lined with the number of books and different journals. There's some journals of sleep studies, some sleep research books, some books about general psychology, and some general sleep records and stuff like that that isn't classified.
Count to the 42nd book.
Well, there are not 40. There's not 42 books, but you do see that there are a number of sleep studies, and there's actually a number of them. They are actually cataloged by year, so cataloged by year and by month. And so there's January 2019, February 2020, March 2021.
So one for August?
There is one for August. Yep. Which year would you like to look at?
Well, how far do they go back?
It seems, as you're looking, they seem to go all the way back into the 1960s. However, as you're glancing, up until 1992, these were actually addressed by Dr. Niles Garmel at UCLA.
Niles Garmel. Okay.
We have a date on that. The thing from the LAP to the CDC.
Yes, let me double check what that date is.
It's not on the document itself, so I didn't know if it was.
1970.
You do know that this was the CDC case was in the 90s, the early 90s.
All right. Didn't know if we had a more specific date. Thanks.
Maybe it's a book that's 42 pages long.
For the 42nd page.
Yeah, could be either.
Tom, you said you wanted to grab August.
Yeah,
did you want to
look,
which year?
Look to the
This year, didn't it say?
So many of them.
It said in August of this year. The sock monkey.
Let's try this year and go to page 42.
Yeah, you open up this year. It seems to be notes about different sleep studies. In these journals, the names have sort of been left out usually, or there's occasionally one or two names if the person is signed off to be involved in a medical journal. But yeah, you flip to page 42, and when you open up the journal, that page just seems like regular, but when like a regular, another page of the sleep study, another report of, the study and how the person reacted. However, when you look at it with your phone screen, it actually shows a prismatic display, and a big red ruby, will appear on your screen. And then you hear the sock monkey voice just sort of, shrill again. He's like, good job. You got 200 experience.
This feels a little like an escape room, doesn't it?
Great job. Now on to the next one. And he says, you did well, my friend. Can you find the next gem? It's trapped, and only the Red Guard knows where it lies.
That would be the Nutcracker.
Yeah, of course, if you shine your phone over to the Nutcracker, and the Nutcracker, actually, there's a little text bubble that appears animated out of its mouth. And it sort of says, the voice again sounds kind of like the sock monkey, but maybe pretending to be the Nutcracker. It says, I am like an egg, only flat as a pancake. People, kings, queens, and fools surround me, but no one ever eats me. I cannot run or walk, but I have 4 legs.
I'm like an egg.
It's been a little while. You notice that the music you're hearing in the background of the app seems to be kind of repeating. It kind of repeats after a little minute or two. And you feel like it should kind of be annoying, but strangely, it's not bad. You know, kind of soothing. You're kind of involved in the game. Yeah, and so you're listening.
It's it's the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so at this point, you shine your phone towards the table. However, you are kind of taken aback at first because you actually see as you shine your phone pawn, and then as the others follow suit, as you're looking at it through the phone, on the table you see the words "Help me! I am being tortured," written in blood on the table. And I'm going to need everyone to roll a sanity roll real quick.
This is why I don't do escape rooms.
Yay.
All right, 0 on a pass, 1 from the unnatural on a fail. But yeah, you see, strangely, it looks like it's just been written in blood, which is very odd because that was not there, obviously before when you were looking at it with the phone.
Everyone seeing that?
Yeah, I didn't think this was like a horror app.
He taps his ears.
Effects.
Yes, just more special effects, I'm sure. The doctor would probably like some feedback on that. It looks a little weird.
Doesn't fit the vibe of the rest of it.
What do you hear at the intercom? It's like, yeah, well, what's going on? You hear Sam's voice first. He's like, yeah, is everything all right?
Yeah, we're solving it.
Looks like
blood on the table part of the thing?
Blood on the table? What are you talking? Blood on the table?
Yeah, we're at the clue that says, "Help me! I'm being tortured."
No, I don't know. There's not supposed to be blood on the table. You hear kind of the two talking over there. He's like, "Hold on, we'll check out an R. And might just be one of the maybe something weird that the AI auto generated." Seems like they're working on it. And as you're sort of looking, you're kind of taken aback as you move the camera, and you actually notice that the blood is actually on the table now. You don't even have to look it through the phone. There is blood. There's written in blood on the table. "Help me, I am being tortured." And it was not there when you entered the room.
I'm going to put my finger and see if it's...
Yeah, I'm going to need you to do another sanity roll. Again, this time it's 1d4 because there is real blood on the table. Yeah, and it feels and tastes like blood.
6. Yeah.
I'm not going to taste it.
It's like, get that out of your mouth.
It smells like blood. Yeah, it smells like blood.
Biohazard. What's wrong?
And as you start looking at this, you again you actually see as you're sort of looking around, rather kind of taken aback, you all see another blood scrawl that appears on the door that leads to the towards further into the facility. And it says, "I need to go home. I am trapped. Find the box to free me."
Find the box.
The box on the table.
Yeah, there's a box. Yeah, if we hover over the box, is there anything?
Yeah, and as you're sort of looking around, you actually see the sock monkey seems to start screaming, and you start hearing the sock monkey in your head and not from the phone. And you hear it sort of scream, "Help me! The key is in the box! Right there in the box! Save me! I'm being held against my will. The key to leaving is in that box. Open the damn box on the end table. That fucker, Dr. Clark, is behind this. He's some kind of wizard."
Don't like that.
Mm-mm.
What's the box look like it's made of? Can I just smash it on the floor?
So, well, yeah, as you approach, first of all, you again hear the sock puppet, both in real life and kind of in your head, you hear him scream, "Yes, for the love of God, help me. He can't hear me. I don't have much longer left." And you have to, roll me another sanity as you, like I said, you kind of hear it, in your head as you go up to this box.
What's the loss for failure?
This will be a D4 for this one.
Nope.
Okay.
Woof. 4.
What is that from?
And that is because you now hear the sock monkey talking, not from the phone, but in real life and kind of in your head a little bit. And you remember you can project if you have to take a bad hit, if you'd like. Just let me know if you are projecting. But yeah, and so you are able to approach. Do you continue? You want to examine the box? You said.
Pawn, I think you were going to say something. What
Yes, I was
Were you
going
gonna
to
stop
say,
me? Yeah.
yes, be very careful with that. Agent Paragon, do you want to join me and follow up on that claim we just heard? Maybe get a certain someone in this room with us?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Is there a way to turn the music off of the app?
You could turn your phone. You could turn your phone's audio off. Yeah, you could mute it.
But then I might miss if the Muppet is saying something.
That's
us.
correct. You might.
But sometimes sound and music are separate app. I'm looking for a place to turn off music.
There isn't one in the app. You could just mute your entire phone, but there's not a button to mute the music, unfortunately. Sorry. Heck.
Are we sure
Actually,
what we're letting
full screen,
out
sorry, hold on.
is
Right.
natural?
This may not be something that should be let out.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're what the heck? How do I get sorry. I actually hit full screen my thing here on accident. Let me get out of there. There we go. So yeah, you're looking around. What was that?
I was just going to say, I doubt the door is locked. Do we just want to go find Dr. I don't know, Dr. Kleck? Do we just want to go find him? Kind of whispering closer to them so it won't hopefully be picked up on cameras.
Maybe we can convince him to come into the room, show him what we're seeing.
Yeah, I was about to say he's like right on the other side of the mirror, isn't he? Just
do something, or
but as you're sort of sitting there, you hear again the sock lady's like, please, yes, the box.
And for fuck's sake, shut up. Okay, I'll look at the box. Not necessarily opening it.
Yeah,
but what's it made of?
Yeah, without
is there
even,
like an opening mechanism?
Yeah, without picking it up, you can even see that it seems to be a wooden box with a brass clasp and hinges. There seem to be numerous brass studs around it, and there is actually a star design on the middle of the lid with some weird sort of squiggling writing around the sides.
Like a puzzle.
Do I recognize?
Yeah, you could make, if you'd like, you can make an unnatural roll.
If
I'm going to show everyone this because does this look familiar to anyone?
If the Cenobites show up, then
I'm not hungry right now, but thanks.
I have no
thinking.
unnatural, so I can't roll in it.
Is there Patch had mentioned that there is a window that they're kind of looking at. Is the door right there to that?
The door leads into the hallway, further into the facility. But basically, you go into the hallway and take them right, and then there's the office where they're sitting, or where you presume they're sitting, if they can see you. You do go and try the door, and it is locked though.
Okay, once Patch is done looking, boot meet door, I think.
And as you start to do that, the intercom turns on again. You hear, "Hey, what's going on there? What's going on? Everything all right?"
I think your app's broken.
Why? What's wrong? What's going on? Describe to us what's happening.
Well, come in here and we'll show you. It's on the phone.
No, maybe if you're seeing weird stuff, maybe you should turn the app off. But when he says that, you hear the voice again of the sock puppet. He goes, "No, please, no! They're trying to get you to please. Like I said, they're wizards. They're trying to get you to just shut the phones off. Right. They're torturing me. Please."
Well,
so you hear Sam. He's like, "Yeah, just remain in there. If you see anything too crazy, turn it off. But otherwise, just look, just describe to us what's going on, and we'll help how we can."
Look, should we just open the? And I'm lowered my voice. Should we just open this damn box?
Yeah, let's open it.
Let's see what's in it.
I'm before we do that, I'm saying this quietly. Could it be that the AI itself is trying to get us to do something?
Possible.
Because it's the AI the AI did answer my question. And
what's your name?
I think the music might have something to do with. It's a mind worm. It's sticking in our heads. It's a stupid little song.
I'm going to ask the puppet its name.
There's sort of like no response to that. It's like I don't really have a name. Just please, you got to get him out of here. They're torturing me. I mean, I'm the sock puppet. I'm in the sock puppet. The box is keeping me here. You got to help me out, please.
Do not open that box.
I'm going to kind of take the camera over the sock puppet and then like flick the sock puppet.
There doesn't seem to be any response. There's kind of a moment or two, and then, that's about it. It doesn't seem to have any reaction.
Look, let's grab the sock monkey and the box and get out of here. We can sort it out later.
Talking. Yeah, let's go meet up with Dr. Kleck and have a face-to-face chat about this.
So you want to bring this cursed app or whatever out to the real world?
What is your suggestion then, Paragon? I am wary of opening this box. We don't know if this Kermit is something we can trust.
And we don't know if it lives in the app and if it connects to our Wi-Fi or whatever, could get out there, and that would be a major incursion.
You're right.
I turn towards the two-way mirror, and I look up at it, and I say, "Should we open the box?"
Oh, but
because
yes,
we're rather confused about what is going on in the app.
The box. It used to belong to my mentor, Dr. Nias Galmer. I don't. The app is the app telling you to open the box?
Yes, but it's telling us to open the box, but it's also making weird claims. Can you hear the app talking to us?
No, I mean it should be the speakers should be talking to you through the speakers, but it shouldn't be saying. I mean, what do you mean talking to you? I've heard the sock monkey tell you about the gem.
You haven't found some means to transmit sound directly into our ears, because we can hear the monkey.
Oh no, I would suggest you all turn your phones off. Then I don't. This seems to be some sort of side effect. That's not at all what the intended. And then again, you hear the sock monkey go, "No, please! That damn wizard's he's trying to trick you. Please let me out, please. They can't torture me anymore. Please."
Could one of you come in here?
Sure. I mean, I don't see why not, I suppose. But like I said, go ahead and turns the apps off then. I guess we'll have to cancel the group for now. You shouldn't be hearing anything that other than through the phone. I mean, it seems that the intercom goes off. And he seems to be moving around.
Well, before he gets in, all I have to say is Delta Green doesn't take not Delta Green. All I know is our company doesn't take a kind stance on Harry Potter. It doesn't really like that book. So I don't know what you guys want to do.
Nothing that can get trapped in a box is something we should let out. If this thing is saying it's trapped in the box, no, absolutely not. Do not open that box. Pawn will go by the door to be behind whoever enters the room.
I hate to say it, but I'm in favor of people who talk to us through our ears rather than things that talk to us through our brains.
He might be a wizard, a sorcerer of sorts.
You're thinking the sock monkey is?
I think that's silly.
Or the...
It's silly.
That's silly.
Do you not remember The Farm? Seriously? Come on.
I'm saying what would be the chances of running across some other wizard?
Look at the occupation you're in.
Yeah, but...
I mean, we got pulled here for a reason.
Yeah, pulled here because they suspected something weird was going on, but...
I think we need to research this Niles Garnell.
If we have to, we'll do what we said before we came in.
Let's play it straight and leave. maybe just say like, the app's weird. Can we come back tomorrow? And then leave and do our research. If they can't hear it, then they're probably not going to patch anything that would change this situation.
There's a lot going on. They could be lying to us because they're captured wizards trying to get out.
You could attempt to do some research on your phone. It wouldn't be as extensive as more in-depth stuff, but you could just look, if you wanted to look some stuff up there if you didn't believe.
Who's Niles Gormel? Is that the name?
Dr. Niles Garmel. You Google him. You're usually able to find some stuff from UCLA related to him. Go ahead and why don't you give me a search or bureaucracy roll to see how much you get. You definitely get some stuff about him because, like I said, it seems like he's a professor, or he was a professor at UCLA.
No, I didn't.
I got an 11.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, that is a crit. Our first double crit. Nice for the session. Wonderful. Yeah, so you're able to find, there's actually a number of things you find. You find Dr. Niles Gomrell, you read some stuff about him from UCLA. Apparently he unfortunately died in 1992, but he had he was a well-known, a psychologist and researcher. In addition to being a professor, like I mentioned at the UCLA, he had an interest, it seems, notably in hypnotism and the occult. And he has wrote several papers on the subject, including the Journal of Sleep Studies, which is actually you have some of that actually here in the conference room, and also including the use of hypnotism on semi-waking subjects in various magical traditions, 1972. In addition, you actually find a newspaper article, which I will share, and you can go ahead and read for us there, Agent Paragon.
Los Angeles Times, 1992, June. The heading says, Madman Murders Prominent Psychologist Dr. Niles Garmel, Police Suspect Foul Play. On the 10th of June, 1992, the text says, a prominent local psychologist and professor, Dr. Niles Garmel, was found dead in his office at UCLA. Currently, we think he must have run afoul of a madman late at night. Dr. Garmel was found fond of sleeping in his office, speculated Detective Leo Gunn of the LAPD. Dr. Garmel is known for his interest and work in sleep studies, hypnotism, and the occult. And he continued on page 6.
And you do also see that there seems to be a crime scene photo here. And as you look even closer, you can see that there seems to be blood splatter around his desk. And there's actually, notably, you actually see that same wooden and brass box on his desk with some blood splattering it.
And it's open.
It is open. That's correct.
Okay. Maybe we don't want to open this thing.
Wait, are we being hypnotized?
Seems that way.
Well, speculation of the app. I told you it's about manipulation.
Now I'm on the side of not opening this.
Yes, if it contains the consciousness or something of this doctor, well, sounds like he was just as involved in the strange and unusual as well.
How about we take the box, put in concrete, sink it, so it can't affect anyone else with whatever mimetic effect it has.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Do we want to? This sounds really stupid. Do we want to ask the sock monkey about that? If he reacts poorly to that, then I think it's a great idea.
Okay. But then we're going to have to smuggle it out of here, which should be no problem.
Right.
The box itself.
Well, who's asking the Muppet about Niles Garmel?
You seem like the interrogation type, Mr. Palm.
Oh, sure. He'll just go up and pick up the sock monkey and just kind of be like, we're going to get rid of the box forever.
Get rid of what? Get rid of the box? No, please. I'm in the box. You got to get me out of there.
Yeah, we need to get rid of the box.
You're not being too honest with us. What's your name?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time remembering. We'll
start remembering.
I think I help people. I don't know. It's a little fuzzy.
Is he lying to me? Is the sock monkey?
Would you like to give me a human roll?
Of course.
Assuming that this is human intelligence, it's the analog of psychology. So
Can you really see body language?
37.
Yeah,
no,
what's
this will be more the diction and the phrasing and the sort of cadence that the person's speaking rather than full on body language. But what'd you get? All right, just regular pass. Yeah, and it seems like this person is rather distressed, or this thing, whatever speaking, is rather distressed. You do feel like you're not sure if it's that they can't remember everything or that they don't want to remember everything and tell you, but it's one of those things. You're not sure if it's by their own coalition, but there's things that they're not telling you, whether or not that they're trying to not tell you or not. You still not quite sure. But as you speak to it, it's like, yeah, I remember helping people, and I don't know, I got trapped in this thing, and those damn wizards, they've been torturing me.
All right, listen, little man, we need the truth. Were you a doctor?
Doctor. Yes, I was Dr. Niles. Dr. Niles. And I got trapped in here.
By who?
I don't remember. I think it was Kleck, because the damn wizard. He trapped me in this box somehow, and he's been torturing me. It's like he's torturing me with some sort of weird hypnotism torture thing. Please, it's unbearable. It's all I can remember for years. You got to get me out of here.
I'm going to turn towards the rest of the group.
Didn't they say they were coming in here?
Yeah. Where are they?
Yeah, you do kind of pause and you kind of turn towards the mirror, and you do hear again Sam come on the intercom. He's like, "Hey, how are you doing in there? It seems like you were messing around with some stuff. Are you still hearing weird voices, or what's going on?"
I thought somebody was coming in.
Yeah, Dr. Kleck should be coming in. We just, it seemed, we seemed like, you were, seemed like we thought maybe you were playing the game again. So.
Agent Pond is just, I think, gonna go to the door and kick it down and go find Dr. Kleck.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a strength.
Open the door, Pond. Jesus.
Go ahead and give me a strength roll if you want to open it down.
I think we knew it was locked, right?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
it was locked.
Okay, otherwise 44.
Okay. Yeah.
That is a success.
Yeah, you kind of it's a pretty substantial door, but you're able to get a solid kick on the metal.
That's a doubles. Yeah, that's
it's crit. So you're able to slam through, and you hear part of the metal sort of lock kind of break or snap, and the door kind of flings open, and you see the a few paces back in the hallway is the horrified Dr. Kleck. You see Sam sort of coming out of the door, sort of coming out across, coming into view into the hallway, and he's like, "Oh, okay. What is the meaning of this?"
Pawn will just go grab him by the lapels and drag him into the room and chuck him on the table.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? How dare you manhandle me like this?
There we go. I don't know if he got rid of the sock puppet.
Is this
I
a
think he's
horror
got
game? I ask him.
No, it's of course not. It's not. It's a puzzle game. I don't. Sam, you in Sam says, "Oh yeah, it's just a puzzle game. It generates puzzles and riddles." And you hear as they sort of look around and they hear, they're like, "Wait, what? What? Do you hear that?" And you're like, "Oh, why is the monkey speaking to us?" And it seems that now that they're in the room, they also hear what you hear. Is it Dr. Gomel? No, of course not. It couldn't be you. No, it could not be you. And you hear Sam sort of go, and he sort of is looking around. He's like, "What? Can you all hear this? Oh my God! Oh God! They're in agony."
What are they telling you to do?
Oh God! They're screaming for help. They want me to open the box.
Why do you say they? Who is they?
I don't know, the monkey, the voice. We got to help them. And you see, he starts moving towards the box.
Don't let him open that box.
No, grab him. Yeah.
Yeah. So the two of you are, kind of grab. He's like, "What? Stop! We got to help them." Don't understand.
I say we play monkey in the middle. Grab the box. I'm gonna throw it towards Pawn.
No, stop!
Wait.
There's a precious. Oh my God! That belonged to my mentor.
while they're doing that, I'm going to leave the room and go into the place where the mirror window was and see what paperwork they were working on, or if they've got computers running this.
It seems like there are some. They're taking some video of what's going on in the room from this side. They had some notes, but it looked like a lot of their stuff they probably took with them, because it seems like there's not like they didn't leave papers behind. So you imagine that like in their bag they probably have it.
But are there like computer monitors that are monitoring what's going on?
Yes,
in the app?
There are. Well, they're not in what's going on in the app, but there are. There are monitors for they're monitoring you and they're taking a video of what's going on through the mirror.
Are there any? Well, I'm going to look and see if there are anything running on their computer that is like making sound or something that might be controlling the people in the room, subsonic vibrations.
No. Or you don't see anything in this room that would be causing that. It seems to have been coming from your phones, not anything in this room.
I push the microphone and I say, I don't see anything in here that's in any way incriminating. They were just taking notes.
Do you still see the blood?
Can I see the blood through the window?
You can. That's correct.
I still see it.
Interesting.
And as you two are sort of playing monkey in the middle, this Dr. Clay's like, stop! No, you must. And then you hear strangely. He's what? Oh, and it seems like he's rather reacting to something. And he goes, and then it's rather strange. There's a shift. There's this sort of no, oh god, that's really okay. I'm done. No, I'm done with this. I'm out. I'm out. And seems to be speaking in an American accent now. He's like, I'm done. This is the worst gig ever. And he starts making a run for the door, like towards the exit.
No. Yeah, no. full tackle.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and give me an unarmed roll. He's going to try to get away here. What'd you get?
43 out of 60.
That is definitely going to beat him. And so this seemingly what claimed to be Dr. Kleck, in this lab coat, starts running and you tackle him to the ground. Meanwhile, Paragon, the Sam is like, what are you doing? No, seriously, we got to. They're in agony. We got to get that box open. They're dying in there.
Who's they?
The doctor, a guy? I don't know. Whoever's in there.
Go home.
And so you've tackled this guy. He's like, stop! I'm just an actor. I'm just some guy.
Wait, let him explain himself.
Yeah, no, he can explain himself from the floor. Go ahead.
He's like, you got him pinned. He's like, this weird doctor guy hired me to pretend to be him. Just part of this focus group. See what the people say. Take notes. Take video.
Where is the doctor now?
I don't know. He left.
Meanwhile, I'm checking the rest of the facility. I've got this weird feeling like none of this is real. So I'm making sure that,
the facility seems real. As you kind of go around, you go around a little bit. Seems like there's, some other offices, and then there's the adjoining sleep center. But the sleep center is also locked. It seems like that's not being currently used.
Are there any other people in here?
There doesn't seem to be any people currently right now at about 3:00, but at this time, there's nobody here. You imagine maybe more people will be coming in the other side at night to do a sleep study, but there doesn't seem to be anybody, especially not on this side of the building.
I'm not getting a weird feeling like this isn't real, like we're in the app.
No, but as you, it doesn't feel like you're in the app or anything like that, too crazy like that, but it does seem odd because as you go around, after being away for a few minutes, as you walk back, as you look through the open door, the door is now open in the hallway. Right. And where you saw the blood before, there's no longer any blood. And yet, as you approach back to the room and you start conversing with everybody again, you look back and nope, the blood is still there.
It's a proximity thing. I'll say that as I walk in the door. The farther away you are, there's no blood. The closer you get, there's blood. Something is projecting
It's the phones.
It's the music.
Yeah, we need to turn these off.
I'm gonna say
Or it's
this.
the box.
Yeah, off.
I'm gonna say to Sam, how did you program this app? Like,
I mean,
odd.
I just work with the company. I'm just sort of running the focus group. I mean, it's just some experimental AI stuff. Adaptive AI.
Actors. These are actors. They don't have anything to do with.
He doesn't know anything. Where's the company?
What?
The company, the folks that made the app. Where are they?
Oh, I mean, it's like they're kind of like a startup. I think they're in LA and maybe some of them are in Ohio, but they do stuff online. I'm just an employee. Oh God, that's screaming. Oh God, they're being tortured in there. Shouldn't we do something?
Phone's off.
We're gonna turn the apps off.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone's going to turn, and as you all turn your phones off, you can still kind of hear the screaming. It takes a few minutes, but then sort of everything sort of slowly dies down. And that's when sort of things start to slowly go back to normal. The blood slowly sort of fades away, as after about 5 or 10 minutes, you look back and, when you turn around, it's gone. And, the two, of them are looking kind of confused. They're like, oh, okay. Oh God. Oh, that was weird. And the one's like, can you please get off me now? Oh God, I'm not what I used to be. I'm not spry and young anymore.
No,
yeah.
You can let him go. I think he is just an actor that was hired. But he doesn't know anything. In fact, let them go because we need to talk.
Well, do we want to get into the sleep center? I don't know. Hades, did you see anything with that?
Yeah, it's locked. There's nobody else in this building. It's kind of been a setup. Do
you two have key cards?
Yeah, do you have keys?
How did the actor know that was his mentor's box?
You asking that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him.
Yeah, I mean, that Kleck guy, he told me about, there's this Dr. Niles Garmel, and he had the box, and he's the one who wrote those journals, and that's it. He just told me some rough materials so I could play the part.
Do you have a meeting with him? In the future setup?
No, he's supposed to. I'm supposed to give him a call. Once the focus group's done, and then we'll set up another meeting. And of course, I'm going to get a payment for this supposedly, but I might not get it anymore. Now I want to get out of here. This is the worst fucking gig I've ever had. This is just shit's weird.
You have his phone number.
What's his phone number?
It does.
Yeah, I've got the phone number for him or his office or whatever. Usually his secretary answers.
So this was his office.
Set up a meeting?
Yeah. Well,
Prada,
or at least find out exactly where he is.
Prada, I think
Parsnip should be able to do that.
I think what they were trying to do, I think you're right. This is a setup. They're trying to have us open a landmine. They hired 2 people they don't care about at all. They stick us in a room with a potentially explosive device, and then that explosive device says, open us, open us.
Here's something very interesting. Do you see the blood anymore? And yet I touched it and it was on my finger and I smelled it. The boy in California exploded, but there was no evidence of an actual device. And nobody visited him except the girl just previously. But if something was doing this, what if this is a weapon that he's developing for the government?
Yeah.
How come no other focus group opened the box? We're not the first focus group. We were called in to investigate this, weren't we?
The box might be nothing. It might just be to see if they can get you to open it, control you.
Right.
I guess so.
Maybe if you open the box, that triggers something. I don't know.
Right. Right. If I wanted to let something out and I thought it was a danger, exactly. Parsnip's got it right. I would hire 2 people and watch from a long ways away.
We should sink this box just in
Get a
case.
robot to do it.
Unless part of it is seeing how it affects people.
Or that it's not there until it's projected by your minds.
Right.
Something very bad is going on here. Now I think we need to find out where that doctor is.
I agree.
Can you reverse trace
Absolutely.
that phone call, that phone number?
Dr. Parsnip can, yeah.
Yeah, I can trace the phone.
We also have another problem, and that's that we've sort of revealed that we're agents of some sort in front of.
That's fine. It's terrorist activity. That'll go a long way.
We all have fake FBI badges, yeah. Presumed terrorist activities.
Do we want to go check out that sleep area with?
Yeah, I think
these
so.
two?
But well, I think that with these two, I think we need to get their information. Tell them we're FBI agents,
Sure.
and then we can let them go. But we will tell them that we're watching them.
Because we are.
All
Could
right,
we
yeah,
let
so-
them know that the doctor is wanted?
That box. I've noticed something about that box. You know that book that I got from BB's computer, the one about Appalachian folklore and stuff like that? There was some information in that book that had similar to that symbol that's on the side of it. Something about the study of dreams in the fringe sciences.
Dream clinic right next door, or a sleep clinic.
I think we need to check it out.
Yep.
All right. So we go through the formalities of making these people believe that we're undercover FBI and that
Sure.
they can go home, but they need to keep their mouths shut.
So I want somebody to give me a bureaucracy or persuade for this.
Persuade is my specialty. Where is it? Oh, I failed it by you kept luck in this damn game.
Cannot.
I failed it by 2 points.
Okay, and they're like, okay, so what are we supposed to do? Are we free to go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
after
what
we
you
take
saw
a
here.
picture of your driver's license. Yeah.
Okay, wait, are you, I guess you're supposed to give me your ID. Why, usually they just write it down. That's weird that you're taking a picture, but okay, I guess.
It's quicker. Welcome
Okay.
to the
Who you
21st
are
century.
They kind of give some weird kind of looks, but they're like, okay, okay, I guess, so we can go now?
If you say anything to anyone, it'll be very bad for you.
Okay. Is there like some? Should we call somebody about a follow up for the investigation or like
No.
Or okay.
They'll call you.
We'll call you.
Oh, but I didn't give you my. Okay.
We'll call you.
All right. The two of them kind of like okay. They kind of leave a little bit, with kind of weird looks on their face, and they go out to the front.
Let's get this quick because they didn't look like they believed us, and I'm worried they're going to call the cops. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gun out.
I'll get the car
Yeah.
ready, have it started. Because I don't think we need 5 people searching.
Yeah, but we need firepower, and we might need firepower. So
Okay, well,
you're the firepower guy, and we need Parsnip because he's the computer guy.
Yeah,
let's just stick together.
Let's go.
We've got our
Okay.
fake IDs.
Let's be quick about this. Yeah.
Or Snip,
Uh,
did you bring a gun with you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Never leave home without it.
Very good. Patch,
All right.
Prada, I assume you didn't. Do you want my smaller, ankle
I've
holster
got
gun?
I've got a small gun.
I'm good. Let's go.
Very good.
Let's go get that door unlocked. It should be easy.
Yeah. Does anybody have a lockpick special training, or are you going to go ahead and just give it a break it down? Nothing.
You did such a stellar job. Now, Paragon, are you a locksmith?
I am not, but I do have a battering ram in the car.
Is there
You
even
really
a
need it.
locksmith thing on here? What is?
It's a special training,
Special.
like that you have to take. It's an addition. Well, go
Let's
on
just
then,
kick the
Pawn.
damn
You
door
seem to
down.
be, you seem to be good at
All
blasting
right.
doors open.
Well, let's see if I break my foot on this. I hurt my foot on this one.
What did you get?
90 out of
Okay.
God.
Ow.
You kind of try to.
This door's a lot stronger.
Yeah, this is like a locked metal double doors kind of thing. You're able to look in. It looks dark. Doesn't seem to be a lot going on in there. But yeah, you're unable to try give that. Maybe if two of you give it a try together, you might be able to get a second chance there. But it takes a lot to get this door down.
I don't have a tremendous amount of strength.
The athletics.
Those would just be strength.
Yeah, I can give a shoulder and help.
All right. Yeah. So, would you like to give us a try then, Parsnip? So put you and Pawn. We'll sort of give it a go together.
Favoring one leg.
Am I rolling that, or are you rolling?
Yeah. Maybe you, Parsnip.
Okay.
Just Pawn rolled.
No.
It's a hard door to get through.
No,
So,
actually,
yeah.
and actually, that was a 66 is a failure.
Oh, yeah. So you kind of hurt your foot a little bit. You're gonna take 1 point of damage as you kind of like you both go to kick it, but you kind of actually kick too close to where Pawn is kicking, and he kind of knocks your leg, and you kind of scrape on the metal of the door as you pull your leg away, and you're like
Sorry, Bart.
We're on the inside of the building. Are the hinges on the inside of the building? Are they on our side?
Give me a luck roll actually for that.
And nobody grabbed the IDs, right? The key cards.
I got an 11.
Hey.
That's a critical success. So I will say yes. In fact,
Gentlemen.
that's actually the lower hinge is what Parsnip cut his leg on, unfortunately.
Gentlemen, the pins are on this side of the door. You should just be able to pull the door
And
off.
with that crit, I'll say you're easily able to you can remove the hinges basically. And half of the door starts you'll be able to remove half the door.
There we go.
We loosened it.
Yes,
and you all find yourselves. It looks like pretty much a sleep
Before we
lab.
leave, can I just pocket the box just so it doesn't get in anyone's hands?
Sure, yeah, you've got it in your bag. All right, so you enter, and it seems like a regular sleep lab. There's a waiting room out front, as well as a reception area. There's a number of places where a number of rooms where people can sleep, and that they can be monitored and they hooked up to machines and do a proper sleep study. And there's also notably a few offices. One of them does actually say Dr. Kleck. It seems like he has an office here.
Before we continue, can we take a quick restroom break?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. We can do a quick break. Sure.
5 minutes later.
Okay. Yeah. So you have all just entered the sleep lab after having pulled the literally one of the doors off that led in between the two. So you cross the hallway over to the other side and you enter. Seems to be sort of a regular kind of sleep facility setup. Like I sort of was mentioning. There's a waiting room. There's a number of places where people can sleep and have be connected to the monitors and such while they're having a study done. And there's like I said, Dr. Kleck has an office here. And so you see that there's his office. Seems like there's also a couple more offices for some other doctors or medical personnel. It doesn't seem to be much of note other than that.
Is there anybody here?
No, it seems like the facility is currently being unused. You imagine probably maybe tonight they will probably use it. But they probably don't do too many sleep studies during the day, you mentioned.
I'm going to place a bug.
Okay.
Dr. Clegg is a doctor. I'm sure he goes to conferences and symposiums and things like that. Are there any pictures on the wall of him and other people? And hopefully, good God,
no,
look anything like that guy down there.
He actually, so you can tell from like you can kind of look him up like again, and you see from like one picture he has in his office, and just by looking at his website again, that guy looked pretty close. You kind of study and you kind of see that there's a couple things like he has a birthmark and a scar that are wrong. The nose isn't quite right, but it's pretty close. If you hadn't really thought about it, you probably wouldn't have noticed. So you got a pretty good lookalike. Yeah, what does everyone else like to do as you're going through the place? Just do a general search, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I would general search is what I'd start with anyway.
Sure, yeah. So anybody that wants to take part can go ahead and give me a search roll.
Is there any computer while we're doing our kind of general search?
Yeah, he does have a computer.
An O1.
Oh,
yes.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Very, very often do we not see a proper critical crit, a maximum crit, so to speak. So yeah, so you're looking over some things. Parsnip and Pawn, you get into the computer, but doesn't seem to be a whole lot. Other generic. You're starting to get the kind of idea that this is maybe not his main office. This is just an office that he works at sometimes. You're kind of looking around, trying to find some files, but unfortunately, it seems like a lot of his stuff he keeps moving with him. Like he probably brought it with him. There's some files, but nothing, mostly to do with recent sleep studies, not a lot of stuff relating to any of the older cases that you were interested in. However, Patch, you were actually able to find, you open up one of his drawers, and you're actually very lucky because you spot just a little bit of a little tiny piece of paper poking up in the back of the drawer, like some files had fallen, like he'd overstuffed the drawer a little bit, and so they slipped behind the drawer, and so he didn't, he inadvertently left them behind. And as you pry it out, you actually get it's a piece of paper, and if you've ever seen doctors, or especially psychiatrists, sometimes it's kind of rather all over the place. So it's a piece of paper with another piece of paper snippet from an older piece of paper, and there's a Post-it note, and then there's another piece of paper, and so it's all kind of like together on sort of one sort of piece, and you feel like, and actually it's kind of ripped at the bottom. So you actually, unfortunately, you get what's maybe a partial note, but let me go ahead and share what you do find from that. Seems to be some assorted therapy notes, but unfortunately they are incomplete. So you just get these bits right here.
I found something. Therapy notes, patient 1792, updated diagnoses V62.8789, victim of crime 309.81, post-traumatic stress disorder 297.1, delusional psychosis. I think these might be codes that they use. Cocaine use disorder, severe, acute stress disorder, alcohol use disorder, severe, and there's a current cell phone number. Do I recognize that area code as Ohio?
Yes, that is near, maybe not Cleveland, but it's in Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio. Okay. January 24. Oh, well, I'll start at the beginning. November 2nd.
213 area code?
Yes.
Yeah.
213 area code is Los Angeles.
Sorry. Thank you for correcting. Yes.
Interesting.
I know, because it's right over
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's start from the beginning. November 2nd, 1994. First session with patient, well cared for, precocious 5-year-old Caucasian female. Parents concerned about recurrent nightmares. Patient cogently describes vivid nightmares, same recurring, about monsters living on the far side of the moon. The monsters seem to like her, but expect her to do bad things. Normal emotional affect. Child has genetic variation, Farnsworth Bell, which may be pertinent. November 12th, 1994, family physician advises against a diagnosis due to genetic variation likely to be ineffective. Or not diagnosis, that's a prescription.
That's the prescription mark, yes.
Yeah.
Advises against prescriptions.
Yeah. January 12th, 2003, patient to be maintained on weekly schedule for recurring nightmares, worse with onset of puberty, prescriptions ineffective due to genetic disorder. Patient admits to alcohol abuse as self-medication, delusional and persistent claims of volume consumed to self-medicate. Nightmares of moon creatures continue. She thinks they are her people and that she is meant to marry one, frustrated by inefficacy of prescriptions. January 24th, 2007, patient has been self-actualizing despite nightmares, discussed Olympic team potential in track, continues to get acting and modeling jobs / high achiever. Patient now in crisis with delusional psychosis, had initial sexual encounter with high school boyfriend who died later, same day in widely reported violent incident. Claims he exploded during sex upon bodily fluid exchange. Concerned about continued sexual content of nightmares. Needs inpatient referral. Case manager to call the Ferguson Clinic. And I'm assuming those diagnoses are for her, the same person, the young lady that was the girlfriend of Mr. Chang.
Smoke.
That might explain why some of the pieces were moved. She had to brush them off of herself.
Emily Sinclair.
Jesus.
No, London Sinclair. Sorry, London Sinclair. Farnsworth Bell.
Moon beasts. We need to see if there's any literature on the concept of things living on the moon. Also, it reminds me a great deal of insects. Don't some insect males explode when they inseminate the female?
I was thinking kind of a jealous lover situation.
Some
She's
of the
supposed to marry one of these moon people, and they see her fooling around with a boyfriend, and they just explode the boyfriend.
Very, very strange.
Odd to think that people on the far side of the moons would be angry dads with shotguns, but
You were right, though, Hades. This girl seems to have more to do with it than we originally had thought.
do we know
this
of
girl you're
this?
talking about?
We had
We inform Agent Paragon as to everything that we know and our previous.
Yeah, you catch him up a little bit. I presume you kind of did in the car as well. So
Sure.
Can everyone give me an alertness roll, though? For no particular reason, of course.
No reason at all.
Yeah, of course.
27.
22 as well.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hey, okay, so
lucky 22.
this is actually very
Yeah.
fitting because Paragon and Pawn, you have that distinct sort of the hair stand up on the back of your neck. You're sort of like your operator or agent senses sort of kick in. And you hear a distinct you're a number of cars that seem to be pulling up to the sleep clinic parking lot, or just right up the sleep clinic. They sleep into the research facility parking lot, and they sort of skid as they rather quickly approached and parked. And you kind of hear this parking, and you know that you don't hear any sirens. You just hear vehicles.
Shit.
I'm going to run over to the window.
Yeah, people.
Get away from the. Do not stand.
No, I just-
Yeah, don't
okay.
stand
I'm not going
boldly
to
in the
stand
window.
like this.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna-
right. Be careful.
You peer out and you see a number of vans. It looks like somebody wearing a suit getting out of
Black
one of them.
suit.
It looks to be a black suit. Yep, red tie though. Like red and blue, kind of a sort of a fancy kind of artsy tie.
Do we know anything about Majestic 12?
Majestic hadn't been around since forever.
You probably wouldn't know much, and
20
yes, you would have been told that Majestic's not a thing anymore.
Oh, that's right. They're not a
This-
thing anymore. Okay.
Unless one of you called, we need to get out of here now because this is a cleanup crew.
Yeah, let's go.
Right,
Out the
I'm
back
gonna-
door. Yeah.
I'm just gonna ready the stun grenade, the flash grenade in my pocket.
So there's a question of
I've
how
got
you
the
want
box.
to get out of here, though, because they are parked in the same parking lot where you're parked.
Well, you mentioned that there was a back door,
There is.
Yeah.
so
We can
we're
just
gonna
like to
go.
abandon
if we
the
have
vehicles,
to,
or-
come back for the vehicles later.
I think we should split up into two groups.
Okay.
Pawn with one. I'm with another.
Prada, you didn't recognize. Maybe you didn't get a good look, but you didn't recognize the person getting out of the vehicle as the doctor, did you?
No.
No.
No. No, but he had a rather nice red tie.
Well, I mean,
They
we
might
wanna
just be.
stick around.
What if they're just the people here for the nighttime studies?
They probably don't generally pull up and screech their tires. We
we
need to
can
go.
listen
Not
in
in-
on the
not
bug?
in
We can listen in
SUVs.
on Paragon's bug. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Right,
pick
yeah,
up
we-
the car later, but split into twos. I'll
Yeah.
go with Patch.
Right.
Well, you
right.
might have to just
Yeah.
leave the car forever because
Right.
the car is not registered in your name anyway, is it?
It's got some unlicensed, guns with their serial numbers.
Yeah. So does somebody want from each group want to give me a stealth or athletics to sort of display how you're going to lead the group out of here, either quickly or stealthily on foot?
I got an 01.
Oh, what is it with this? So yeah, what is with this session? So yeah, so who's going with Prada, Paragon, or who else who's going with who?
I think Parsnip and Pawn and Prada are one group, and myself and Paragon are another.
Okay, yeah. So Parsnip, Pawn, and Prada. So Prada's like he's like this way. He kind of leads you, and like Agent Patch, you kind of look back to just like as you're kind of going, as you two are kind of like moving one way, and that was a stealth, right? Right, Prada?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And so you kind of like you see they're heading towards like maybe towards to blend into the city, maybe going in an alleyway, and you sort of glance back, and they're just gone. They're just like 1 second they're there, like they're not even to the alleyway they were walking towards yet, but they're just gone. And awesome, yes. And so yeah, you can kind of very quickly and stealthily get out of there. And then Patch and Paragon, did you also succeed, or what'd you get?
Yeah, I rolled a 59 out of 60.
Okay, cool. And was that athletics or stealth?
It's for stealth.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
calm and collected.
Yeah, so you kind of very, very calmly, you head down towards the other way, pass onto a different street and just kind of casually, stroll away. And you do have the box, and as well, notably. So are you all going to gather back up, or what's the plan now that you've separated?
How are you listening in on your bug? I'm assuming we discussed all this before dispersing. Do you have it on your phone or something?
Yeah.
We should meet up at the Denny's or something and go from there.
Meet up behind the Denny's.
Is there a cafe or something across the street or nearby that we can?
Sure. There's a restaurant. There's a restaurant a block or two down.
Let's watch them. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to listen in on the bug on my phone.
Yeah. So,
also, I'm going to uninstall the app.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yes. You will uninstall the app from yes, Parsnip?
Actually, I don't want to uninstall the app because I was thinking about re-engineering the app and seeing if I could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we should because we.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you all do that.
Okay, I like that. So everyone else uninstalls. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just turn the airplane mode off.
All right. Yeah.
I brought the sock monkey in case we still need that.
Okay, sure. So you've got the sock monkey in the box. Very well.
For more interrogation, right?
Yes. And so you pull up the your little phone app that lets you listen on the bug, and the bug in the conference room. You kind of hear door kind of open, your footsteps. So some walking, some very quick movement, and you hear eventually you do hear clear, and you kind of like you got anything? Got nothing over here. Nope, nobody's here. And they kind of look here and they're like, looks like they broke into the sleep lab. And there's just some, kind of communications. You get the idea. Maybe these guys are private security, maybe some sort of, organization that's, maybe they're, another government organization that's kind of being shady about it. But it seems like there's some, Asian types like yourselves, and they sort of clear the area. There's not a lot of chit chat. You hear them go through and they're like, all right, well, time to go then. And kind of like they clean things up. Looks like they lock some things down. They repair some doors. Do whatever they can, and then they sort of you do hear as they eventually leave.
It might be I was right that they might be some government weapons agency.
It might be us.
They don't sound too green.
If they are, they're definitely not with you all, because obviously there would be communication. But C-Cell would, C-Cell or B-Cell would tell you about it if you were going to expect other agents on the same op.
I mean, we ourselves live in a conspiracy. Delta Green. I mean, we've always heard spooky rumors, that there could be, some black ops, or who knows.
We need to figure out what this Ferguson clinic is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want to look that up?
Oh yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, thanks to the modern wonder of the internet, you're able to look it up and find that there is a Ferguson clinic, a psychiatric and psychiatric and sleep clinic. They specialize in a number of things, inpatient care. When people need to get away, they do rehab. They do Baker acting, and it is in rural Texas actually. So it is a clinic in Texas. It boasts on their website in the beautiful Texas countryside. But it seems to be a, a, general purpose psychiatric facility. It actually does list one of the doctors there is Dr. Kleck. He does work. He does do work there.
I'm also wondering if there's any other Ferguson Farms anywhere near there. We should.
That's Farnsworth, isn't it?
Farnsworth. Ferguson. Am I getting two names mixed up? I guess.
Yes, there is the Ferguson Clinic, and then there's the Farnsworths. Yeah. So with Farnsworth Bell syndrome, you do not find any Farnsworth or Bell farms. None of them go by those names in that area of Texas.
No researchers with that name or anything like that.
No, nothing.
Staff, yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing that you would see on their website.
But it said that the girl that blew up the
Bell.
guy, it was Farnsworth Bell. Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have the last name, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Would you like to look into her a little more as well?
Let's do that. Yeah. She's
her family
in her 20s now. Yeah. She's an adult now.
Let me get this here.
We could just deliver a package to her front door and get a good look at, see what she looks like.
No, we have to go all the way to LA, wouldn't we?
If she still lives there, she could have moved. We'll find out.
Or we have to go to Texas.
It has been a few years. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Maybe we should call Mr. Handler, see what they would advise.
Yeah, it seems to be getting to that point. So let me pull up this here. Sorry, I didn't expect you to perhaps get this session. Anyway, so we'll pull this up here. But there was a few crits in there. All right, so share this for you. So you pull up some information on the semi-famous London Sinclair. Who would like to read this?
I'll read it. She has a Wikipedia page. She must be at least semi-famous. Yes. London Sinclair, born September 27th, 1989, is an American actor, singer, model, and former track and field athlete. She is best known for her dance and club singing career. Her short-lived reality television series in 2012, London Falling, which ended in tragedy, and her periodic public meltdowns and stints in rehabilitation. Personal life: she was born in 1989 to unknown parents and was adopted at birth by James Sinclair, a television producer, and Rose Wyatt Sinclair, an actress. Both of her adopted parents were tragically killed in 2007 automobile accident when London was a senior in high school. London was in the back seat of the car but survived. She occasionally commented on who she believes to be her biological parents, describing them as farmers from Western Ohio. She definitely has the Farnsworth Bell look. Her bodyguard and gatekeeper, Jess Bell, has been described in several interviews as her, quote, biological cousin, whom she met after getting in touch with her biological parents after her adoptive parents died. She's never been reliably linked to anyone romantically, although persistent rumors of romantic involvement with Jess, stemming from a full-on kiss at the 2015 People's Choice Awards, have circulated. She avows that she is heterosexual, but, quote, simply can't find the right guy. Mr. Sinclair has acknowledged having a mild case of, Ms. Sinclair has acknowledged having a mild case of Farnsworth Bell syndrome, a rare genetic condition causing brittle bones and distinctive physical characteristics, including ectomorphy, slender digits, and dark pupils. It hasn't made much of a difference in my life, honestly, and it doesn't slow me down at all. In some ways, I'm grateful for it, since my distinctive appearance is what launched my modeling career. She has acknowledged having a drug and alcohol problem dating from the death of her adoptive parents. She has been candid about having been under ongoing psychiatric care, having been in rehab several times, and has an extensive criminal record for public intoxication and simple drug possession. She is well known, however, for refusing to drive anywhere since the automobile accident and does not have a current valid driver's license. This is very personal. Career: London was a child actress with appearance in several youth-oriented television shows and commercials. As she matured, she shifted her attention to modeling haute couture. She attended a private Catholic high school, St. Denis in Beverly Hills, graduating in 2008. While in high school, the athletic, long-legged London shattered numerous California state high school records and middle-distance track events records, which still stand today. She had received a full track scholarship to UCLA and had qualified for the U.S. Olympic team at both 400 meters and 800 meters, but withdrew following her parents' fatal automobile accident. Instead of going to college, she focused on her modeling and acting career, but quickly developed a reputation for being unreliable. She was voted among Maxim magazine's Hot 100 from 2008 to 2012, reaching number 5 in 2011. She was also fired from most of the films that she was hired on and developed a reputation as difficult to work with. Occasional projects would get completed when she was clean and sober, including The Girl with the Dark Secret, for which she won a People's Choice Award as Best Young Actress. She's tried her hand at singing, including a duet with 1970s teen idol Todd Christopher, It Had to Be Two, released shortly before Christopher's death in Las Vegas Casino, Fire, as well as a number of dance tracks and 2 solo albums. She produced and starred in a reality TV show, London Falling, which received both critical praise and generated controversy, described by many as genuine, funny, and touching. It displayed London as a caring young starlet overwhelmed with life and very dependent on her friend, confidant, and makeup artist, Bima Rodriguez, a frumpy, middle-aged woman from El Salvador who was portrayed as a sort of surrogate mother. Critics noted that London progressed over the course of the first and only season from an out-of-work train wreck blowing through her life savings to starring in a significant film role in a serious drama, Sheffield Lake, which went on to win several independent film awards after Sinclair dropped out of it. London Falling generated some controversy because of its over-exaggerated depiction of her drug and alcohol abuse. The title itself refers to it. Advocates for drug and alcohol abuse treatment and prevention expressed concern that her apparent substance abuse was exaggerated for effect and might inspire people to overdose. Nothing illegal was ever depicted on camera, but in one early season episode, London was shown downing in one swig what was claimed to be an entire fifth of scotch. Other episodes implied that she had ingested a very large amount of cocaine with few ill effects. Vilma's death of an off-camera heart attack resulted in the cancellation of the show, her withdrawal from production of Sheffield Lake, and a well-publicized public breakdown and 6 months stay in rehab. London has, since her late teens, been a very popular target of paparazzi, resulting in criminal charges of assault and or reckless endangerment against her and Jess Bell, while fending them off or fleeing through traffic, numerous restraining orders, and her occasional testimony in court against stalkers. In recent years, she's become fiercely private and maintains no permanent address to deter over-aggressive photographers and admirers. A sex tape, clearly depicting London and an unknown muscular male whose face goes unshown, believed by many to be Jess Bell, was leaked in 2013 and has been the subject of vigorous takedown and legal action. Everyone in her life is dying. That seems a bit shady.
Yes. And I wonder if it's because she gets pissed off at them and then they have some sort of miraculous accident or heart attack or explode.
It's interesting that her cousin or whatever doesn't also explode.
Except that she's also a witch. What seems odd to me, though, is that if perhaps I grew up with, Elizabeth Montgomery as Bewitched, and I think that if she was actually a witch, she'd be far more successful. She certainly seems to have talent and looks going for her, but she's difficult to work with and keeps getting fired and has alcohol and drug problems. So not much of a successful witch if she's a witch.
She may not even know it, though, depending on
She
what
might
they
not.
know. And I mean, it sounds like her biology is making her incredibly resistant to drugs, alcohol,
drugs.
yeah, just general prescriptions.
I wonder why the Farnsworths haven't noticed her and tried to kidnap her. It did say she had stalkers.
Did, yeah.
And with Bell there might be another faction of the Farnsworth Bells who even knows their motivation.
Maybe.
We need to get in touch with this handler, because if they've got this doctor backing them up in some fashion, I don't know how that's connected, but the doctor has a possible hit team. That's not great.
I think there's definitely some supernatural involved here. Oh, what's in this box? No.
Oh, touch it.
Speaking
what can we
of,
do next? What's that?
as you all look at it, did anyone want to make a unnatural roll on the box?
I have no unnatural, otherwise I wouldn't.
I'll give it a shot.
I will. Give it a shot too.
Holy cow. I rolled a 1.
Oh my!
Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Okay then. Apparently, it's like, all right. Well, that's a thing. So as you're looking, you're able to sort of identify. You get the distinct idea that this. So first of all, of course, you found that symbol on the side, which seems to be sort of some weird sort of swirl symbol in addition to a number of odd symbols on the sides. And you feel like that's related to ornithology, the fringe study of dreams. But more notably, the symbol on top, the star. As you look at it closely, you do notice that it seems to have a distinct star design with what seems like you notice a burning eye in the middle. And you recognize that this is indeed what is known as the elder sign. And this is something that you might have heard of in your work with DG, because it's definitely a notable sign. This is you're going to be very careful with this kind of thing, but this is one of the most popular uses of sort of anti-hypergeometry because it is known for being a good deterrent against some elder things and some things that relate to the unnatural. Doesn't work on everything. But it has been, notably used by agents before. So, be very careful with this kind of thing. But it's one of the few rituals or spells that you might have actually been mentioned in your sort of, very quick training as you got with the agent. So you're able to recognize this with that successful roll. And so it seems to have some relations with that as well as what you found on the side.
So we're not opening it. We are going to concrete it up and dump it.
No, whatever's in it needs to stay in it.
Absolutely.
Probably dump the sock monkey too.
The problem with the concrete idea, and I do like the idea, is one never knows what the future holds for that block of concrete.
Stick it in a green box, maybe.
Yeah.
That's probably the best.
That's a good idea.
You never know either what's going to happen to it. Yeah.
I mean, a green box would have more interaction than the bottom of the ocean.
It's
Put a
also
sticky
more
note on it.
protected. Yeah.
Don't touch.
Yeah,
says
that'll do it.
the person who the next day the submarine parks and somebody comes out and goes, "Oh, what's this box?" And
Yeah.
If you put it, go ahead, Pon. Sorry.
I was just going to say the frustrating part about magic is for all I know, this thing has low jack. And they're just going to drive right up and go, yeah, it's right there. I don't know this magic stuff, but a green box, I think you're onto something, Patch.
If I see something in a green box that says don't touch, you can bet your ass I'm not touching it. And I'm assuming most Delta Green agents would feel the same. So,
okay, we'll green box it.
Yeah.
Does it sound like now it's time to call CC, the mysterious handler?
Yep.
Who wants to make the call?
go on, newbie.
All right. I'm going to call up Cece using the number on my burner.
This time, let's see, it rings a few times. It rings it rings once. And after the first ring kind of is interrupted, it's picked up. Hello, this is Cece.
Hi, Cece. The opera was excellent.
Oh, good. Wonderful. Well then, it's actually good. I needed to call you. I've got something to tell you as far as a follow-up for the next one as well with what we're looking into.
We did have some uninvited guests, and we were able to come out of it with a souvenir.
Ah, okay. I take it this might be something that you need to store.
Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful. I actually, like I said, I wanted to call you because we actually found an old green box. It is out it's in just outside Cleveland, and it is actually it's a facility that's actually going to be closing soon. It's a old storage facility that's closing down. So we need you to go there, check out what's inside, see if any of the stuff in there relates to the perhaps that the old opera that might have happened with, relating to the CDC case, and move any contents into the new one that you set up recently in Ohio. So you can go ahead and move all that stuff to the new green box, place place that box in another box and put that box in that box. And then in addition, there might be some toys that the old agents from the Cowboy area left behind that you could potentially use. In addition, there's been an incident actually, an incident at a quick lab facility, the kind of place where they do blood drawings and things like that. It seems there was some sort of violent incident that seems to match up with the description of the CDC case. So we're going to need you all to look into it immediately. We're going to have you as sort of the you're actually going to pose as CDC investigators for this one. So we've got some credentials going your way, or rather that you will some information going your way and credentials that you will get in the green box. So when you drop off the other stuff. Following the green box visit, you all need to show up there immediately and jump right into the next one and see what the hell's going on. All right.
Yeah, we did see an advertisement for that showing.
Which one? For what?
The showing you just told us about with the CDC.
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
Well, there were some clues pointing to that direction already existing.
So the quickie clinic, or just in general?
Can you say that again?
At the quickie lab facility, or?
Well, it pointed towards the content of the show, which would be exploding.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm excited to hear what you have to say. We'll talk. You follow up on this. Yes. Indeed, we will talk. But yes. I'll go ahead and send over the information. You can get heading to the green box into that ASAP.
Agent Paragon, make sure you explain about the possible Texas and LA trip we might have to make.
Oh, of course. Yes, there were some more advertisements that were potentially going to show us some shows in Texas and LA. Would you like us to follow up on them?
Of course. It never ends, does it? Yes. We'll go ahead and look into those leads, and yes, you can do the same. And then after you look into this, over in Cleveland, then you can potentially go on to the other ones as well. Sounds good. Sounds like we've got ourselves a plan. An itinerary for your because it looks like you're going to be really enjoying the whole opera season this time. All right, sounds good. We'll talk later, or you'll talk to somebody else. You know.
All right, take care of yourself.
Sure. Yeah, you too. You kind of unexpectedly kind of surprise him there, but yeah, he hangs up, and that seems like a wonderful place for us to end, because we'll be jumping in to the next opera.
After Christmas.
Indeed.
Hold on, let me find that. Our players included Holly Buto, Nathan Decker, Julian Arba, Alex Sun, and myself, with Sean Dos Passos as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Tom Riley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Delta Green role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.